And so, my dear ones, welcome into this wonderful Sunday, this amazing day in May, and your amazing presence in it. So, welcome, welcome. We are invited today by our global community to focus on and be open to anything more we can understand more deeply and fully with regard to creative imagination. And creative imagination is what we all live, move, and have our being in, and we all use it. And out of it flows everything that is, everything. Out of the universal creative imagination, we have had all kinds of wonders and things to be awed by. Great civilizations, great and beautiful, wonderful nature unfolding. We have, out of the universal creative imagination, inspired by each individual one of us, great art, great literature, great poetry, great music, great dance, great architecture, great engineering, amazing science and philosophy and religions and God knows what else. All of it flowing out of the universal creative imagination that flows through you and flows through me. But this week we've been asked to focus upon our own expression of creative imagination in our own lives and what that produces. And the question for us all is, what indeed is my creative imagination producing? What kind of a life has it produced for me? And is what I am producing through my creative imagination, is it an upliftment, an advancement of life, a movement upon life that is always adding to, or is it subtracting from? What is going on in my creative imagination is the question for you and for me to ponder, and what is it producing by way of my own individual expression and what I'm adding to the creative expression and the collective expression of life? It's a serious question. It's the seminal question. It's the one and only question that you and I need to ask. Sometimes I wonder if we all ask ourselves the question enough. Why am I here? Why do I come here often, so often? Why do I engage in the activities here? Why am I here on a Sunday? Why am I here in class? Why am I here at events? Why is it that I keep coming back to this particular spot? What is that about? And I was thinking about that last night, and it came to me. Probably you're here because of the same reason I'm here. And I'm here because I have a dream. I have a great dream. I'm waking up more and more and more in that great dream, the dream of the reality that I am. And I caught that dream a long time ago, the consciousness of all those who have gone before me and who are here now, who are living that great dream. The great dream of a world way back when it was first conceived, wherein the lion would lie down with the lamb, that great dream, the dream of the Buddha that dreamed of the unification and unity of life, the dream of the Christ Jesus who believed that each one of us was capable of loving each other fully, unconditionally, always and forever. The dream of all of the great ones, the dream of a Martin Luther King who dreamed that one day we would be living in a world of justice and peace. The dream of a Nelson Mandela that said, no more segregation, it doesn't have to be. We can be united, we can be one, we can live and work and move and have our being together. The dream of a Mother Teresa who says, no to the world that would not recognize every single individual you and give that every single individual you what it needed to be seen, to be heard, and to be cared for. The dream of all the great ones that has been the dream since the beginning of time. The dream of the divine, when the divine dreamed all of creation into being. It's a dream. And a dream has power. It's not a plan. It's a dream, the dream of truth, the dream of reality. It's a dream that possesses you and will not let you go. This is my dream. It has always been my dream, and I more fully realize it every single day, no matter how many times I ignore it, no matter how many times I forget about it, no matter how many times I think it's an impossible dream. It will not let me go, and you're here for the same reason. It will not let you go either. You have a dream, and the dream is that which flows out of your creative imagination. And what flows out of your creative imagination is, I am capable of developing and moving back into the consciousness that I am one with everything. I am one with everything is the dream that will not let us go, will give us no peace until every single one of us, the you that you are, the you that I am, the you that forms the us, which for me, US, the US, which is universal spirit. Each individualizing you forms the us that makes the difference, that is the dream. And the great dreamer, Pope Francis I, so inspiring in his talk, his TED Talk. If you haven't heard his TED Talk, go and listen to his TED Talk. It is such beauty and poetry. It is such universal truth. And it's entitled, The Future, You, 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 and You. And he brings it out so beautifully that this world will not change into that consciousness that understands the oneness, that I am everything and everyone is me, until each individual you comes to that conclusion. And he says, governments won't do it, politicians won't do it, corporate groups won't do it, not even individual spiritual groups will do it. He says the future, formed now here in the present, is you, each individual you forming the great universal us that will do it. No group will. You will. You will. You will. No group will. You will. You will be the answer to the dilemma in the world at the moment, and never was there a time more ripe for you. This is the perfect time in the world for you to come into your own and move into the consciousness of the one who knows. Unification of being. The consciousness that I am one with everything, everything, and there is none other. There is none other. You are it. Now you have heard this before, but we are hearing it again today, and this time through the beautiful voice of Pope Francis I. He's calling all the world together, reminding all the world that it's going to take each individual one of us working together for each individual one of us to realize that that's the only way we can make life work for us on this planet now or at any time. To bring the lion to lie down with the lamb. And it's not an impossible dream. It's the dream of the divine. It's the universal dream. It's more than possible. It's more than possible because you are the divine dreaming now. You're the result of the dream of the divine. You are dreamed into being itself in form. For this moment now are you here. For this moment now. To wake up into the realization the world awaits you. You are its answer. You are its only answer. There is no other answer to what appears to be the dilemma that's going on out there. And therefore, to return back into the conscious awareness of that unified state of being, that understanding of one thing and one thing alone, good and only good, God and only God, life and only life, love and only love. Now, of course, we come back to our teaching. Love is the way, and the law is the means that makes the way possible. That's the teaching. And we are here in this teaching because it's a universal teaching, and it embraces this truth of the one dream of unification and the lion lying down with the lamb. There is only one principle. You hear people talking about principles all the time. Well, they're not living the principles. I don't hear the principles. You'll never hear the principles. Principles are not heard. They're felt. Hearing a principle is nothing. And there's only one principle anyway. It's the principle of love/truth. Love is the truth that sets us free. There's only one principle. That's what we're supposed to find here, or anywhere else we're looking for principle. One principle, and all the other things we call laws and principles are subsidiaries flowing out of that one thing. Love, unconditioned and unconditional, truth that sets us free. So where do we begin with all of this? Right where we are ourselves. So it's time to roll up our sleeves and take a good hard look at where we stand with regard to the understanding and the living out of the consciousness that I am one with everything. So this week we ask ourselves the questions, how am I doing with that? And if we're honest, we will get where our work begins. We will get very clearly where we must go in mind and heart in order to become the you that the world is awaiting. The unified state of being. Each you that forms the us of us, the universal sacred spirit at work through us all, flowing through us all, to bring about this wonderful metanoia, this change of heart, and to establish this new way of being. And remember, in the unified state of consciousness, there is no resentment. There is no thing left that needs forgiveness. In a unified state of conscious beingness, no need for forgiveness, and there are no resentments residing at all. And the one thing that keeps us in the need for forgiveness and in resentment is judgment. Especially judgment that is uninformed, uninstructed, or judgment that flows out of assumptions. So there's where our work begins. And that's why I say we all have to roll up our sleeves and get to it. Because there's an urgency about life and living at the moment. Urgency. So we need to face into the challenge and take it on and understand that it's because the dream now is at bursting point within us and wants to be realized. But it's going to take each concerted, endeavoring one of us to bring that about. And let me tell you, if everyone in this room was to enter into this endeavor wholeheartedly now, it would be enough. It would be more than enough for this whole world to change in mind and in heart. It would be more than enough. The power of one united with the one, with the one, with the one, with the you, with the you, with the you, with the you, with the you. The power of one. The power of one. To live as all the dreamers lived. Let's not forget we're dreamers. It's out of the dreams and visions that creativity flows. And it is written, and your young shall dream dreams, and your elders shall see visions. It is written. Are you dreaming the dreams, and are you seeing the visions? Is the question for us this week? Where are we putting our endeavors? What is our focus? Where's our fascination? Where's our concentration? Where are our minds settling? On what are our minds settling? Is whatever that is filling us full of that sense of the dream and its power to move what seems to be impossible, because there's no such thing in truth. Impossibility doesn't exist in truth. Everything is possible in truth. Know ye the truth, and the truth will set you free. Be in love, and love will set you free. Love only. Love is the answer. It ever was, and it ever will be. Is there enough love in this room to take on the challenge of Pope Francis? He says it is time now to start a movement of tenderness. Tenderness. Are we bold enough, strong enough, powerful enough to become part of the movement of tenderness, softness? That energy that is healing in and of itself, that binds up wounds that long since will not heal. Softness, tenderness, the emissions of love, the energy of love, the compassion that this community in large is committed to, creating and supporting a world that works for all, developing and growing the consciousness of oneness as perceived in everything, so that no thing is insignificant, and certainly no person is to be put aside or marginalized or left unseen, unheard, and uncared for. That's the message. That's why you will not have a moment's peace, and neither will I, until I surrender and you surrender to the dream that has gripped you from the moment you came into incipiency, from the moment you arrived. The one thing that all the world talks about, sings about, paints about, dances about, declares about, love. Well, what is it by means of you? By means of me, what is it? I need to know. You need to know. What is love? By means of you. By means of me. What is it? Is it a song I want to sing? Is it a dance I want to dance? Is it a picture I want to gaze upon by means of me, by means of you? Is it? Is it? Is it art worthy? Dance worthy? Song worthy? If you sung it, would I recognize it, and would I want to sing it too? If you danced it, would I want to join in the dance? If you painted it, would I want to gaze upon it? Would I? Would you? Would you? And yet that's what we all are, the song of life, the dance of life, the picture of life, love personified by means of each one of us, the dream of spirit becoming realized by each one of us. But is it? Is it, my dreaming friends? Is it? Is it that we have lost our dream, our sense of it? Is it that we've forgotten our dream? Oh my goodness me. You can remember, I can remember when we were dreaming dreams as youths, what the dreams were. My dream was not the same as the dreams of the group. that I went through college with. No, it wasn't the same dream at all. It was a different dream, but it was the same dream. But my dream called me to the path that I've been walking on, as did yours. But I just feel now I'm just about to wake up to the realization of the dream that wanted to be dreamt by means of me. And I have a sense of urgency, of catch up, of moving deeper into it and embracing it instead of avoiding it. It's only a dream. Oh my God. It's the dream. It's the only reality, the dream of a world wherein the lion will lie down with the lamb, and I will recognize in us, universal spirit, you and you and you and you and you and you as the one, as the only one. So here it is summed up. You. You. You're the gift. You're what the world has waited for. And you're here in this time especially because it's what this world in this time is waiting for. You. You are the light. You are the power. You are the beauty. You are the grace. You are the child of the universe. You are the image. You are the likeness of divinity itself. You are the answer. You always have been. You'll never be more the answer than you are now. You're fully orbed. You're ready. You're in this room, and that's why you're in this room. And the dream is awakening in you right now, powerfully, awesomely, magnificently. The question is, will you respond? Will you dance with it? Will you sing with it? Will you paint with it? And will you be it? For remember this, my dear ones, there is none other. You are the answer to all of your own great question. And you always have been enough. And your enough is plenty and more than adequate. And I will leave you with a realization that you are empowered. And now what you're asked to do is get up and empower. And so it is.